Hey guys, my name is Zach Twardowski. I've been in the insurance industry for about 5 years and wanted to hop on and cover a few things, a few frequently asked questions we get, so that when you have your interview, you can be a little bit more well-informed and, you don't have to spend as much time asking, whether it's me you talk to, one of our staff, other agents, as many questions. And then also want to let you know what we're looking for, what the ideal agent looks like. So first and foremost, what we're looking for is people who are, good being independent contractors, understand, commission-based sales, understand investing in yourself, and understand really having to, be someone who's willing to be coachable, willing to sacrifice, understand up front, you're going to have to spend more time, getting good and honing your skill because it's something, like I said, it's commission-based. You're going to do more work early on, and then you're going to get good at what you're doing. You're going to get good at selling, good at helping people, good at recruiting if you choose to do that. And once you get good at your skill, then you'll have to spend less time and you'll make more money, in the future. But in the beginning, you're gonna have to spend a lot of time, effort, energy, and be willing to really study this like you would any other profession. If you were a doctor, you would study really hard. If you were a lawyer, you'd study really hard. And you're gonna have to study this industry, the same way and be someone who's willing to take accountability, be coached, have a good attitude, and, really have a desire to help people. And if you're someone who, doesn't really, fit any of those things, or you think that sounds crazy, I don't think you'd be a good fit. But if you are those things, I think, you'd be someone we could work with. And the kind of underlying theme and the thing that is all encompassed in that is that you have to be someone who's willing to work really hard too. It sounds silly. I know people hear that, they kind of roll their eyes at hard work and they're like, oh, that's not it. But none of the other stuff I just mentioned works without hard work. So what we did is we have, we do a ton of interviews. We talk to a lot of agents. Our staff talks to a lot of agents, and we went and just kind of collected some of the top questions that people have, so we can cover them on this call real quick, or on this Zoom real quick, this video real quick, so that you can, know kind of the basics of what our business is and what other people are wondering, and I can answer them for you, so that you don't have to ask the question again when you go into your actual interview. So the first thing that people typically ask is, how long does it take to get started, right? That depends. So if you're unlicensed, meaning you don't have an insurance license, it'll usually take you anywhere from 7 to 14 days to get through your course. Now, if we decide to work with you and partner with you and bring you on as an agent, we sponsor the course. All you have to do is pay for, if your state requires fingerprinting, pay for that, and you're licensed through the state. So you should be able to get done with your course in 7 to 10 days, maybe 14 days at the most, take your test, and then be able to get contracted, within a month or two. Probably about a month and a half at the absolute longest. Now, if you take 2 months to get through your class, it'll take that long. But we see on average, agents can get through, the pre-licensing course, 7 days, take their test at about 11, 12, days, somewhere in that range, and then be writing business within a week or two after that, once they get, licensed through the state and contract with the insurance carriers. Second question people ask a lot is, can this be done 100% remotely? And we do both types of sales. So meaning we do in-home, sales where you sit down with people, where you schedule an appointment with them, go to their house, meet with them face-to-face, and, go actually over and meet with people. And that's kind of been the model for a long time that we've used, and people have done very well doing that. But we also do virtual sales now. And as long as you're someone who's willing to, get on, Zoom and be coached by people doing virtual sales and learn all the nuances with virtual sales, you can certainly do that 100% remotely. And as an independent contractor, you can treat the business however you want to. But we do know for sure people who, don't get any assistance, don't get any help, and just try to be, a solo agent if they have no experience at all. Again, if you're someone who's been in the industry for 10 years, 5 years, and you just want, come work with us and you know what you're doing, you want to be left alone, that's great. But if you're a new person, has no experience, it's going to be really difficult for you to figure everything out totally on your own. So if you're going to be 100% remote, not going to an office or whatever, the people that have success that do that get on Zoom, get on virtual meetings and ask for a lot of coaching and mentorship from, the people that they work with. Next question is, will I get training before I hit the field? And the answer is absolutely yes on this. And, we know it's our job and our obligation to train agents and make sure that they feel comfortable with, the systems, the processes, the scripts as far as phone scripts, the in-home presentation, which as you get through, more things, you understand the in-home presentation is more so just a questionnaire where we ask the client a bunch of questions, figure out what their needs are. It's a need analysis. And then based on their needs, you'll be able to shop around for them and figure out their product. So, but yes, there's training on all of that stuff. We have virtual boot camps you'll be able to go through. We also have in-person trainings. And then we also, on a daily basis have, coaches, mentors, new agent success coaches, and, agents who are still in the field, working every single day that are on, Zoom, in offices, coaching agents one-on-one, teaching them what to say on the phone, how to say stuff on the phone, how to close people either over the phone or in home. So there's extensive training And as you go, you'll have access to different types of training. If you want to figure out how to, write different types of insurance, start writing, retirement products, start, working on recruiting and building a business. There's training for all those things. And so you can have as much or as little support as you want. As an independent contractor, I think you want to have as much support as you possibly can get, which we're willing to offer, but we're not going to shove it down anyone's throat. What can you expect to make your first year? This is something that is, I've seen and I've had agents do very well their first year, and there's been plenty of people who make multiple six-figure incomes and things of that nature, myself included. And then there's also been people who, make zero money, right? Because this is a commission-based sales job. You eat what you kill, so to speak, for lack of a better terminology. And I think it's important to know that, while it doesn't take any innate skill, some of the things I mentioned earlier, you're going to have to be someone who, is willing to work hard. You're going to have to be someone who, is mentally strong. If you have a day where you meet with a bunch of people, say you set 10 appointments, you go sit with all of them, you don't sell anything. Understand that, sometimes in sales, things just go that way. But if you run enough appointments and have enough activity, then you will succeed eventually, right? So you have to be someone who's, mentally tough, accountable, is looking to get better and, doesn't blame the leads, the clients, this, that, the third, but takes some accountability inward and goes, hey, there's plenty of people doing really well here. What are they doing that I'm not doing? And can I implement what they're doing and have that level of success? So, what can you expect to make your first year? It depends. It depends on how much effort you put in. But what I can tell you, and another question that is asked on here, just to kind of help segue this, is like how you get paid is, let's take for average. No, I know a lot of people watching this probably have not been in the insurance industry. So the compensation grid we have starts at 90% and goes up to 145%, which probably literally means nothing to you, right? But let's just say for easy math, you're at 100% compensation. Our average policy is around $100 a month. So you go meet with a family, you sell them over the phone, you sit down at their kitchen table, and they buy a policy for $100 a month, right? The way that the commission works is that you get paid 75% or 9 months of the commission up front as an advance to you as the agent. So in that case, if you wrote a $100 policy and you're at 100% commission, you make $900 up front. As long as the client keeps the policy and they keep it for the first 9 months, then you get the months 10, 11, and 12, or what we call the back end commission that come in. So you'll make $1,200 for the year for that policy, $900 up front, right? And so if you can, if you're someone who can sell, 10, 15, 20, policies a month, 30 policies a month. My first year in the industry, I wasn't very good, but I ran a lot of appointments, and my average month, I helped about 33, 34, 35 families with insurance for the month. And, that equated to, quite a large income, but it was because I ran a lot of activity up front. I was probably working 50, 60, 70 hours a week in the beginning, honing in my skill set. And then once I got better, I didn't have to work quite as much. So, what you make is really depends on you, really depends on the effort you put in, really depends on, how much you're willing to learn, how much you're willing to put your ego to the side and take advice from other people who have done this for a long time and not go and be the person that feels like you know everything. Segue into another question that is on there just to kind of, tie into what was asked about, how much money you can expect to make is, I want to go over the different ways you can make money in this industry. I think a lot of people look at insurance because they understand that it can build significant passive income as well as really good upfront commissions. So the first way is what I talked about before, is you get advanced commissions. So you sell a policy, let's say, for instance, theoretically, you sell a policy, it's $100 a month, you're at 100% commission, you get paid $900 up front. So way one is advanced commissions. The second way you make money is back-end money. So going off the case we just talked about, you get the back-end money, the other $300, months 10, 11, and 12. So say you write the policy in January 1, you get paid $900. October, rolls around, the client still has the policy, you get paid another $100 in October, another $100 in November, another $100 in December. So you get the 3 months at the back end, you get your $1,200 for the year. And then the third way you make money is renewals. So any of the permanent products, right, which means anything that is not a straight term life policy, to keep it as simple as possible, pays a renewal between 2 to 6%. So you'll make, additional between 2 to 6% per year on your policy, on that $1,200 policy, for as long as the policy keeps paying, right? The fourth way you make money is on overrides. So if you decide to be someone who wants to build a business, start an agency, recruit other agents, and teach them what to do, let's say, you're at 110% and your agent's at 100%, you get 10% override on everything that they sell. The sixth way you make money is on bonuses. So we have a couple different types of bonuses we do. The first one is a producer bonus. If you help at least 30 families a month with insurance, you get a $500 bonus. The bonus system scales up from there. Every $10,000 more you do, you get an extra $500. So the minimum bonus you get per month is $500. The maximum bonus you can get per month is $6,000 as a personal producer. You also can get a bonus as an agency manager. So someone, if you decide to build a team and you have a big agency and your team is helping over 150 families per month, then you'll start getting a bonus from corporate, minimum of $2,500 per month. That also scales up, and the largest bonus is multiple six or low seven figures per month. But it's something that you build up to, and you're able to make a bonus in addition to what you're making in your personal production, your override income, right? And then something that's not necessarily pay, but it's an added benefit, is a lot of the insurance carriers that we write business through. Let's say like a couple of the carriers off the top of my head, Americo and Prosperity, they pay you a 10% bonus every, Americo pays it twice a year. Prosperity pays it every quarter, and they pay you a 10% bonus on all the business you write during that quarter. So for easy math, say you write $100,000 with Americo in 6 months, they pay you an extra bonus of $10,000. Prosperity, same thing. They pay you 10% bonus on the business you write. And then some of our other carrier partners, instead of paying cash, they do cool trips. Like I've been on a trip to, Argentina with a carrier, France with a carrier. So they take you to different trips across the world, depending on if you qualify, if you've had enough business with them. And the last way is you can make money in this business is if you want to sell your business. So when I started, I just sold a lot of insurance. Then I started building a team, and then my team was really profitable, and a private equity company named Integrity wanted to buy my agency and keep me on to still run it. So they gave me a bunch of money up front, some stock in their company, and a salary. So if you ever want to liquidate and buy and sell your business, you have the ability to do that as well. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's see. Conversion rate on leads is an important question. So people ask a lot, like, okay, if I buy X amount of leads, how many can I convert? And what I'll tell you is it really depends on the type of lead. So we have all different types of leads. We have some leads in-house, some carrier partner, some lead vendor partners that we use that are not associated with our company at all, but we've built relationships with. And it depends on the type of lead. So you can buy leads for as little as 50 cents a lead, or you could pay as much as $75 a lead. And all that really means is that the $75 lead is higher intent. Maybe it's more expensive to produce. The 50-cent lead is probably older and super easy to get a hold of, right? And what I typically tell agents is, instead of worrying about what you will convert, per lead, like what the conversion rate is per lead, is understand that like what your conversion rate is, from the amount of money you spend. And I can't speak to everyone. I can't remotely, promise everyone results, but I can speak to what happened for me. And I knew if I was spending, let's say I spent $500 for a week on leads, I knew from $500 a week on leads, I'd be able to set 20 appointments from those, and I'd be able to help 8 to 10 families from those for myself. Now, those numbers were maybe a little bit worse when I first started, a little bit better later on. But I think what I encourage agents to do, and I encourage new people looking at this, is let's have a more one-on-one custom conversation based on where you live, what type of sales you're going to be doing, whether that's virtual or in-home sales, and what your budget's like. And I can give you a better idea specifically of what the conversion rate looks like, because it's a very case-by-case thing, and all of our lead plans are customized. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. When we bring agents on, I want to have a one-on-one conversation with them and help them design a lead plan for what they're looking to do with their business. So I can't give a super specific answer on there without sitting down and going through your situation with you. You will 100%. The next question was, will you have someone to shadow or to help you in your first few sales? And the answer is absolutely. So what we do is you'll either work directly with myself, directly with one of our staff members, or directly with one of our agent mentors, and it'll be someone who's helped 40, 50, 60 families a month, someone who's sold at a very high level and has a high level of experience. Will be working with you one-on-one to help you set appointments, help support you in the home, help support you over the phone, and make sure you know what product to write, how to close the appointment down, and what to do when you're in there if you get stuck. So you'll have support the entire way. And our goal is to have you lean heavily on us in the first 10, 15, 20, 30 appointments, as long as you need, until you feel comfortable and confident and be able to do it on your own. But you will have tons and tons of support up front. as long as you need to, as long as you feel comfortable. And then whenever you don't need support anymore, you can kind of let them know, hey, I think I'm good to go on my own. I don't have any questions. And you're able to, kind of back off and not, not have as much support, but you can get as much support as you need. As far as, a lot of people ask, kind of to go along with the lead conversion question, is what is my appointment conversion question, or what is my conversion from appointments to sales? And for me, what I always looked at was, what does it take for me to be a profitable agent? And I was like, if I spend, $1,000 on leads, let's just say, and it gives me 100 leads, if I can, from that 100 leads, if I sell three policies out of those 100 leads, theoretically, and, let's say 2 of them stay on the books, right? If I sell 3 policies from those 100 leads, then I will net, $2,000 from that, right? If I net $2,000 a week, which would only be 3 out of 100, which would be 3%, which is really bad, then I would still net, 6 figures per year, right? So the conversion rate can be super low and you can be very profitable. Now, what a more accurate conversion rate looks like would be, if you set 30 appointments, right? Whether they're in-home, virtual, whatever, you'll likely meet with 20 of those people, and you should close about half of the people that you meet with. Worst case scenario, as you get better, as you develop your skill set, that conversion number will go up. But early on, for me, when I was new, and again, my first year, I helped over 400 families. But when I was new, my conversion rate was I would help 1 out of every 4 families I met with, and even helping 1 out of 4 families, I was still able to help over 400 families for the year just because I ran enough appointments, and I was still very, very profitable. So now year 2 got a little bit better. It was about half. Year 3, about 75%, and it kept getting better and better. And I kept the activity rate the same, so the income skyrocketed up. Another question we have to kind of piggyback off of that is, do I have to buy leads, or how do I get clients? And the answer is, you definitely don't have to buy leads. Again, this is an independent contractor position. So if you have a deep market, if you have if you're someone who's done real estate for 20 years and you have a bunch of people you can reach out to, whatever the case is, you don't have to buy leads. Now, we recommend buying leads for people because the ROI is great on leads. If you buy the right leads, you work them the appropriate way, which is all stuff that we'll teach you and train you on, then, you'll be able to, make sure you always have clients to call, always have people to work with, and you don't have to go around and, door knock people, door knock businesses. You have warm people to actually speak to. The second thing is that if you have a bunch of leads, then leads can lead to people who, have other warm markets and can give you referrals, right? So the best case scenario we have, and the best way to really do this business, is to buy leads up front, buy enough leads to see 30 people a week, to build up your book of business, to get referrals from all the people that you sell to. And then what should happen is you should start buying less leads as you go on in the business. So my first year, I bought the most leads I ever bought. Second year, I was, half of my appointments were leads, half my appointments were from referrals and from annual reviews of my clients prior. And then by the end of my third year, like 75-80% of my appointments were all from my client reviews, because every single year I would do annual reviews with all my clients, and from referrals. So my profitability went way up, my lead expense went way down, because I kept working my book of business, kept getting referrals, and kept going back and seeing the people year after year. Because I knew, LIMRA, which is the Life Insurance Marketing Association, said that people typically buy life insurance 6 times throughout their life. So I was thinking, when I was a new agent, when I was 22 years old, didn't have a lot of money, I'm like, well, if they're going to buy 6 times, I'd rather them buy all 6 times from me, right? So I did annual reviews every single year, collected referrals every single year, and it helped me be very profitable as a business owner. Let me see. We have any other questions on there? Is that the last one? Okay, cool. That's all the questions we have. Again, if you think, if this makes sense to you, you think it'd be a good fit, and you haven't scheduled an interview yet, there'll be a link here where you can click on and schedule an interview with myself or one of our staff. If you watch this and you don't think this would be a good fit for you, please go ahead and cancel your interview so that we don't take up time on our calendar. Appreciate everyone's time. Thank you for watching, and looking forward to speaking with you.